they would not have prosecuted me for it. Airbus, the president referred it to the OSP, and the OSP is supposed to investigate it. You don't expect me to investigate myself. And so, if they had something to stand on, I'll not be standing here today. The same thing, hotel in Dubai. I challenged them. I said, let's go and find that hotel. I myself am in need of money. We'll find it, we'll sell it. You give me my small share, and government can take the rest. Till today, President Akufo-Addo himself said it, that my government has spent $10 million to import diaries. They've been in office for 7.7 years. Where is the $10 million for diaries? So I've challenged the MPP and the mudslinging and the lies they've told about me at every juncture to come up with proof of the allegations and prosecute me. I must start with myself. And if they have any allegations that they could prove, they would have done so by now. It's just a political gimmick. When elections are coming, then they start raising all kinds of issues and all that kind of thing. But I remain focused. My commitment is to fight corruption. And if I come into office, I'll hold their administration to the high standard of accountability. And those who serve in my administration would also be measured by the same yardstick. Yes, and then a person who accepts to serve in my administration will be allowed to buy any state assets. When you finish serving and you go and you want to do whatever, it's your palaver. But as long as you are an appointee under my administration, buildings, lands, vehicles that belong to the state, you are not going to be allowed to buy or invest in any state asset. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. So, ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that time is fast spent. I can only do one last round, and we will call it a day. His Excellency will give you the answers. We will do the vote of thanks and the closing prayer. But I would like to appeal to all of us to remain in our positions. My sister, the spokesperson for His Excellency Joyce Muktari Bawa, has an important announcement for all of us, which okay, I see Captain Smart. Yes.
I'm here.
Bernard, I'm coming to you. Yes, so Captain.
Sami Medase. Your Excellency, my person, my country. The Edikan is a Fourth Republic. Yes, Yehun Kufuor, Yehun Professor Mills, Wa Yehuda, Abedi Mampeni, Yehun Nanda Nebuchadnezzar, and they are Wunina. It sounds like Yenti Bibi Fufrubia. I say, you who know your son could dear chili, the Atida Nana, what can I say? Then Pana ya at the Fufra, who second coming, no. Last one, for we so. Pacho waka say, what be move for no, ubia and talk Gane Japadi. Now, one horse here on what tono. Obey one day. Now, for banks in a good. Uba what they want license and the Bema one answer won't find my own. But I say.
Thank you. Kojo Yankson. I see somebody here. Kojo Yankson. I'm coming.
Thank you.
Do that.
Your Excellency, if I may say, this is a very good idea, and I hope you do stick to your promise to keep having such events. My question: if you win in December, do you still intend to grant an amnesty to the repentant galamseyers?
All right, thank you. Pakwesi Asare, you've had your hand up for a long time. Pakwesi Asare.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Pakwesi Asare. I work with Media General. So recently the IEA was calling for a law that will prolong the term of the governor of the Bank of Ghana to exceed that of the tenure of the president. I know the that's the status quo. I think the governor has 4-year term, which is conterminous with that of the president. If you have the chance to renew the contracts of the Bank of Ghana, and you had severally called for a cabinet reshuffle, you had asked the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to reshuffle his finance minister. He did that, and you never applauded him. Why?
Thank you very much. Bernard Avile. Come here.
Thank you very much, Sami. Thank you, Mr. President. I think there are 2 pending questions that were forgotten. The sports question and then the Umaru Sanda question on OSP. And it appears when districts are created, the EC also increases the constituency. So now we have 275. Those are also arms of government that are expensive. Now, while this is happening, the AMA had 9 districts created out of it in 2018 to 2019. So we are increasing districts. We are creating new districts even in AMA, but AMA has only 3 sub-metros. So the ability to raise revenue is also lower. So it's a 2-in-1 question. Are we going to stop at 261 districts, 275 constituencies, cutting cost? And within that same question, the issue of AMA becoming only 3 sub-metros, they can't raise enough revenue. So it's difficult to manage the city. You've spoken about building a new capital. I mean, Accra is a lost cause.
Thank you very much. Charles Okran of Daily Graphic. Charles Okran of Daily Graphic. Yes.
Good evening, Your Excellency. Please, we've heard you talk about a lot of programs and policies, but we find ourselves under a very watertight IMF policy. Under a John Jane administration, would you review would you ask for a review of the IMF program?
But Your Excellency, good evening and thank you for your time. My name is Nwong Falong. I've heard you outline certain intentions towards gender equality. What I have not heard is the Affirmative Action Bill, which we believe is a critical accelerator towards gender equality. Do you have specific, targeted, special commitments towards the
gender balance? I think is she at the back? Let's give more females. Yes. Okay.
Your friend is about the general election. 2016, Your Excellency, midnight after 7 December, Madam Charlotte said, announced almost system now.
The place can be best described as a white elephant. Mr. President, what will you do in your next administration to ensure that the whole airport gets some revitalization? Thank you
very much.
I'll defer to my colleague. I think my question has been asked already. Thank you.
All right.
The measure that you put in place to ensure that the people of Adan get their livelihoods back. I'm talking in relation to the issue where a single investor has been giving the whole Songo Lagoon and the people are deprived of their livelihoods and their brutalities, and freedom of the press is under attack. What exactly would you do to protect our natural resource should you come into power?
Thank you very much. Brings us to the end of the questions segment. His Excellency will give us the last round of answers and then we shall wrap up. But sir, first, men's good in the backs.
I'm sorry I missed the question on sports. And one was whether we intend to provide a world-class sports stadium. It says that we don't have a world-class standard sports stadium. Often countries are energized to build this stadia if you bid to host something, it creates the opportunity because you know that you will get returns on the investment when the tournament comes to your country. And so I remember when we bid for the African Cup of Nations, some rehabilitation of stadia took place, but we didn't see any news, world-class stadium built. In the current crisis in which we are, I would not stand here and promise that we will build a new stadium, but I've said that under the big push, we intend to spend a certain amount of money over 5 years on providing a good infrastructure to include roads, bridges, agro-industrial parks, and so on and so forth. That could include sports facilities. And if we make allocation, then we probably would look at providing such a stadium. And so that's what I can say. Sports, if you go to many countries, sports plays a very good part in the 24-hour economy. And so you find games being played at night under floodlights and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, here in many places, we have to close the match before the sun goes down. Otherwise, there's not enough light to continue the match because we can't even keep the floodlights on. And so I do think that as part of the 24-hour economy, sports can play a very good part, and we'll invest in sports facilities and help the people engaged, the private sector engaged in sports facilities, to be able to provide, service at night so that our people can enjoy that service. During the working day, people go to work and things.